It happened on a Thursday evening I'll never forget. My daughter Lily, just 7 years old, sat beside me in her wheelchair, wearing her favorite yellow dress and butterfly clips in her hair. We were attending a neighborhood HOA meeting at the Oak Ridge Community Center, a place that was supposed to be safe, a place we had hoped would become home. But what unfolded that night would forever change everything for me, for Lily, and for the woman who dared to hurt her. We had moved into the house on Cedar Lane 3 months earlier. I chose it because the hallways were wide enough for Lily's wheelchair and the schools were top-rated. After my wife died of cancer, it was just the two of us. Lily has spina bifida and has used a wheelchair since she was 3, but her spirit burns brighter than anyone I've ever known. Her smile could light up a funeral. I wanted her to grow up in a place where she felt included. Most neighbors greeted us kindly, but not all. From the moment we arrived, Deborah Whitman, the HOA president, made it clear we were not welcome. She confronted us during move-in, sneering at the accessibility ramp I was installing. "You'll need HOA approval for modifications like that," she said, eyes lingering on Lily like she was an eyesore. I introduced myself, offered a handshake. "I'm Nathan Blake. This is my daughter, Lily." She ignored my hand. "We have standards to uphold. Unsightly structures lower property values." I calmly explained the law, how the Americans with Disabilities Act permits reasonable accommodations like ramps. Deborah scoffed. "Rules are rules. Maybe this neighborhood isn't a good fit." That was the first of many notices over mailbox height, curtain color, even the size of our flower pots. I kept every one, responded respectfully, and never mentioned I was a federal agent with the FBI's Civil Rights Division. I didn't want people to see a badge. I wanted them to see a father. Then came the meeting. Our neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, begged me to attend. Deborah was pushing new rules that would ban non-standard exterior features, essentially targeting Lily's ramp. Lily didn't want to go, but I promised ice cream afterward. We sat in the second row. Deborah stood at the front with her usual oversized coffee mug, glaring at Lily like her presence violated the architecture. The meeting dragged through landscaping updates and pool repairs until Deborah announced her new proposal. "To preserve the aesthetic integrity of Oak Ridge," she said, "we propose restricting any visible external modifications. This includes, but is not limited to, unsightly ramps." My hand went up. That restriction directly violates federal housing law and ADA protections. Ramps are not cosmetic. They are access. Deborah's face flushed. "Your situation doesn't entitle you to special treatment." "It's not special treatment," I replied. "It's a legal right." Several neighbors nodded. But Deborah wouldn't back down. "Perhaps you should have chosen a community more suitable to your daughter's needs." The room fell silent. Even her allies looked stunned. Lily tugged at my arm. "Daddy, can we go? I don't like it here." Before I could answer, Deborah walked straight toward us, coffee mug in hand. "These meetings aren't appropriate for children, especially ones with special needs," she snapped. "My daughter has every right to be here," I said, standing. Then it happened. Deborah flailed her arm, and hot coffee arced through the air, splashing directly onto Lily's lap and arms. She screamed. I dropped to my knees, ripping off my jacket to blot the burning liquid. Her skin turned an angry red as her small body trembled in shock. "Lily!" I yelled. The smell of scorched fabric filled the room. Deborah stood frozen, then muttered, "She shouldn't have been blocking the aisle." That was it. I lifted Lily into my arms. "Mrs. Jenkins," I said tightly, "please call 911. She was already on the phone. I turned to Deborah. "And you should call your lawyer." Her eyes widened. "It was an accident, you can't possibly think." "Nathan Blake, FBI Special Agent, Civil Rights Division," I said, my voice slicing through the silence. "And what you just did was assault on a disabled minor. Whether intentional or not, your comments made your intent perfectly clear." Gasps rippled through the room. Deborah stumbled back. "You're bluffing. This isn't intimidation. It's accountability." At the hospital, doctors confirmed second-degree burns on Lily's thighs, stomach, and right arm. She cried herself to sleep that night, clutching my hand. I gave my full statement to Officer Lee, who told me 6 witnesses had already confirmed Deborah's aggressive behavior and her discriminatory remarks. "I want to press charges," I said. He nodded. "Given the victim's age and disability, the DA won't take this lightly." I handed over every email, every violation notice, every documented interaction. Deborah Whitman had built a paper trail of prejudice. Weeks later, at the preliminary hearing, Lily surprised me. "I want to go, Daddy," she said. "Mrs. Jenkins says we have to stand up to bullies." She wore a blue dress with silver stars, her superhero outfit, she said. Inside the courthouse, neighbors formed a protective circle around her. Deborah arrived looking pale, clinging to her husband. The prosecutor presented photos of Lily's burns, medical records, and witness testimony. Deborah's attorney claimed it was all an unfortunate misunderstanding. Then Lily spoke. "The coffee was really hot," she said, her voice clear. "It hurt a lot. She said I shouldn't be there cause of my wheelchair. But my wheelchair just helps me move. It's not scary." There wasn't a dry eye in the room. Even Deborah looked away, ashamed. The judge ruled that the case would proceed to trial. She issued a restraining order. Deborah could not come within 100 yards of Lily or our home. When her lawyer objected, the judge said, "Then she'll need to move." Deborah eventually pled guilty. She was sentenced to 18 months of probation, fined $15,000 for pediatric burn donations, ordered to complete 300 hours of community service with disabled children, and mandated to attend sensitivity training. In court, she finally admitted, "I was so obsessed with rules that I forgot about human decency. I am truly sorry." Lily listened quietly. Then she asked the judge if she could speak. "I forgive you, Mrs. Whitman," she said softly. "My daddy says being mad makes your heart heavy. I don't want a heavy heart." 6 months later, the Whitmans moved out. Mrs. Jenkins was elected HOA president and implemented accessibility-friendly reforms. Lily's physical scars have faded to pink lines. Her emotional ones are healing too. She's now thriving in 2nd grade, surrounded by classmates who see her not just her chair. Last week at the neighborhood picnic, I watched her laugh with her friends, spinning in circles and chasing balloons. "Are you having fun, sweetheart?" I asked. She smiled, chocolate ice cream on her chin. "I love it here, Daddy. It finally feels like home." And I realized that true justice isn't just about laws or courtrooms. It's about change. It's about a little girl in a wheelchair showing an entire neighborhood what real strength looks like.